What's up guys, this is all about mechanical arms and how to use them in the Minecraft Create mod. Over here we have the crafting recipe. You need a brass casing, precision mechanism, brass sheets, and an andesite alloy. This is not a very cheap recipe. You do need this little precision mechanism thing. This is more of a mid-game recipe. As you can see, to make a precision mechanism, you need 5 cogwheels, 5 large cogwheels, 5 iron nuggets, and a golden sheet. Although it doesn't seem too expensive. For one, there's only an 80% chance you'll actually get it, instead of just getting a random piece of crap. And you also have to repeat this process 5 times. And you also need these brass sheets and the brass casing. So you need to actually obtain brass before anything. You need to get the nether and all of that. Now you may ask, why should I use mechanical arms over using belts and other methods of transporting items? For one, let's look over here, right? This is using belts to organize your things, right? Real ugly, look at this. So it takes up so much space, and it's so messy, everything's everywhere, and it looks ugly. Now we got over here, right? Takes up much less space, you know, much less, it's much more clean. It's much better. And also, they can grab things through walls. So if I throw a piece of andesite on here, I throw a piece of andesite here, this thing is gonna go all the way up there. It's just gonna go through the wall and it's gonna put it down. Another example of mechanical arms being very useful is right over here. Let's say I need to get items from this depot to this depot, but there's a wall in the way, so I can't just connect the belt. I could use the mechanical arm to take items from here and deposit them here. I just gotta hook them up to some power. Then I'll throw some items onto here, and then it will just put it over there. So you could use mechanical arms to bypass certain blockades or obstacles. Mechanical arms not only work with depots as shown over here, or funnels, they can also work with chutes and basins. So let's say you want to mix up, you want like a little factory that automatically makes brass for you, so you have like copper and zinc mixing up here in the basin. You want to automatically put it out, but like let's say it needs to be specifically over here, or like all the way up here, so you need to make like a belt that's gonna go turn and also go up. You know, that's pretty annoying. And there's also say like a little wall or whatever, like you don't have enough space. Then you could also use a mechanical arm, take it from here all the way up there. So yeah, they can also work with blaze burners, which I'm gonna explain. Mechanical arms also work with all of these other items: deployers, saws. All of this can be interacted by a mechanical arm. Now, a big part of mechanical arms is their speed. If you have a slow mechanical arm, then you're just kind of wasting it, right? Over here, it's just going really slow. So when you're using mechanical arms, definitely try to get a decent amount of speed. You know, this is maximum speed, right? Real fast. To actually use mechanical arms, when you're before you place your mechanical arm, you gotta set the targets, right? So let's say I want this andesite over here. I want this arm to take items from this depot, and I want it to deposit here. And then I want items to take from this depot and deposit here, right? Then I place my mechanical arm down, and then let's just turn up the speed. Just gonna start placing those items. Now let's talk about this distribution method. Over here, this is how it's distributing things. If I place my mechanical arm here, I'm gonna take items. the way you like do the depositing, like the order of like the takes and deposits actually does matter, depending on like what you're doing. Like if I put deposit on this thing first, it's gonna be deposit number 1. If I did on this thing first, it's gonna be deposit number 1, and you know, so on. So this is gonna be deposit number 2. It's gonna be deposit number 3. This matters when you're doing this distribution thing. Round robin, basically what it does, it's just gonna place whatever item on the belt. It's gonna go into first belt. It's gonna grab the item, go into the second belt. You know, grab the third item, place it on the third belt. That's pretty much normal round robin. If one belt fills up, then it will just continue placing onto the second one. Let's just so now over here this belt's about to fill up. Now it's just gonna continue on to the second one. Now when I put forced round robin, it's essentially the same thing, except if one of the outputs fills up, it's just gonna stop. This is useful in case you're making a factory, you need like every ingredient, so you can actually like mix them up or whatever, and you don't need like 50 million of one ingredient. Over here you have prefer first target, which is pretty self-explanatory. It's always gonna go to whatever output you set first. If that output's full, it's just gonna go to the second one. So essentially all it does is just gonna, you know, pick the first one. Now this is, over here we've got the range of mechanical arms. They've got up to 4 blocks in every direction. They can also go under. So over here we got the 4th block. It can reach this one. So that means if I put it to the, this one's gonna put it there, but if I put one more block away to 5 blocks, it's not. It's gonna say, no, you can't do that. Over here we've got an example of what you'd use, another example of what you'd use mechanical arm for. This is to power a steam engine. You know, got the blaze burners, they need heat. And to make that heat, we need to get our lava. And now that bucket's gonna fill up with lava. Just gonna do that. This is also another example of mechanical arms. Over here, let's say we have a mechanical crafter, we don't automatically craft iron pickaxes. Over here we have no mechanical arms, so you know, not very space efficient, takes up a lot of space. And now we got the mechanical arm, and it's much more space efficient. So if I were to put some iron and sticks onto these, it's gonna automatically craft these pickaxes. In some cases it might also be faster than the belt, because obviously this thing's running at max speed. It's gonna be really fast. And over here we got the belt. I think even on max speed, these belts go slower. Actually just put that at maximum speed. Obviously right now they're going maximum speed because there's already like things clogged up in here. But yeah, that's pretty much it with mechanical arms. They're just a better way of transporting items, one of the best ways. Although they are more of a mid to late game kind of thing. They're really good for making compact builds where you need to save on space, and they're also really good for organizing things. So you could have multiple sources or farms, and then you need them all in a certain area storage containers. You could do something like this. Instead of putting it in lava, you can have these connected up to some chests or something, and then that's it. There's also much more uses for mechanical arms. Also, instead of this, you know, I could use them to make, I don't know. They're mostly just used for saving space and organizing. That's how they're better than belts and other ways of transporting items.